everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Golf with Francesca. Bit of a different video today as this is for women can golf as well, which is my golf blog. So if you've not checked that out, go and do so. Today I'm joined with PGA professional Mario Luca, who is also my dad and my golf coach. So we thought we'd tell you today about what to look for in beginners clubs, the difference between the smaller brands and the bigger brands, and where to start.
Okay, well, it quite often be a minefield when you're first starting. So many different places selling golf clubs, online, pro shops, high street stores. I think the first thing I would say is you've got to have the clubs in your hand. Just buying online, you might save a bit of money doing it that way, but I think it's much better to get in, put the clubs in your hand. Generally speaking now, sets aimed at new players, they really contain everything you need. You used to have either a half set, which is just a few clubs, or a complete full set. Those days have gone now. The half set, it's not as a cost-effective way of buying. So in a starter set, generally you're going to have a driver. It's going to have plenty of loft on. It's going to be a little bit easier for you to get away. You'll have a fairway wood, usually a 5. One hybrid, which is equivalent to replace a 4-iron, and then depending on the brand on the set, normally they'll start at sort of 6-iron up. So 6, 7, 8, 9 pitching wedge, sun wedge with a putter. Some will come with a stand bag designed to be carried, or others with a cart bag if you're just going to be bugging or using a trolley, which is probably a good thing. Really the difference in prices, we've got 2 sets here. This is a Cobra set. This is a smaller branded set. So a little bit of difference in price. I always say don't go for the cheaper option or cheapest option.
What sort of brands would they be?
So it depending. I mean, this is
Boston Golf.
Boston Golf. You've got McGregor make really good starting sets. Spalding make decent starting sets. There's lots of different brands out there. All I'm saying is don't go for the cheap. Buy it right. Buy it once.
So, for example, would that be, say, on Amazon?
Yeah.
The cheap sets that are on there?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's sometimes difficult. You don't know what's a big brand, what's a small brand. It's only through my experience that I know what that is. But that's why I say it's best to go into a shop, go and speak to a pro, somebody that knows the game inside out. And especially if you're going to be taking lessons, no pro is going to give you equipment or sell you equipment that he's then going to stand and give you a lesson with. It's going to make it harder. I mean, generally speaking, certainly for ladies, all of the shafts are going to be graphite. They're going to be lightweight. They're going to be more flexible. This is a must. I don't want to see, generally speaking, when you're first starting anyway, ladies playing with steel shafted clubs, maybe at high level, yes, but not for your first set. So that lighter shaft, the graphite tends to promote, get the ball into the air a little bit easier. All of the club heads and the irons are going to be stainless steel, so they're going to be hardware and endurable. In the woods, this is sometimes where the difference can be in price. So you've got, for example, in the lower price set, to keep the cost of the set down, you've got an alloy headed driver, fairway and hybrid, and then stainless steel in the irons. And if you take a look at the Cobra, that's got a full titanium driver, so the same as what you get in the premium clubs, as these are. And then in the fairway wooden hybrid, you've got stainless steel, again, more durable, longer lasting.
I hope that's in shot.
So what's the difference then between the 2 sets? Well, of course, the bigger brands spend a lot of money on research and development. The tolerance is going to be a lot tighter. The quality of the material is going to be a bit higher. Does that really make any differences to a new player? Not necessarily. Not until your skills develop. The one thing you do get generally in these clubs is lighter shafts. Mm-hmm. The lighter the shaft, generally the more expensive it becomes. And again, if you're sort of, you're likely to be lacking in power in the early days, mm-hmm. having a lighter shaft can benefit. I think the other thing that's really important with this, and we get this a lot, especially if you're a taller lady. Mm-hmm. I get a lot of ladies coming saying, like, yeah, I play with men's clubs. Why do you play with men's clubs? Because I'm tall. That's really not a good thing. It's vital that you have the right length equipment, but also in the right shafts. So again, any good store, PGA Pro, will be able to take measurements for you, extend clubs where necessary if you need bigger grips, smaller grips. They should be done, and that should be done on your first set, I don't think that you should be waiting to be, spending on your second or third set. Maybe after you've developed your swing, settled in, you've got some good basics, good stance, good posture. After a year or two and your swing's really settled and you're looking to upgrade your clubs, then I definitely recommend full fitting. So getting exactly the right shaft for you, the correct lie angle. Your skills will have developed so much you'll know the difference between one driver and another. But at least get the basics right in your first set. Length should be right, grip size should be right. Sure.
It's like with my set. I mean, you fitted me for mine. I've got the Ping GLE 2s for all of my woods, haven't I? My irons, and then I've got a Wilson putter. And when we first had them, they first came, I thought they were fine, and then you came and watched me at the range. I ended up having them taken down by, was it half an inch?
Half an inch on the irons and an inch on the driver. We let you get used to them first. Had a bit of a practice with them to go with, and then we did fit and adjusted them from there. And it's really, really important because it's, as I keep saying, it's a difficult game. Start off correct with the right kit. Obviously a lot of it has to do with budget. I understand a lot of people starting out saying, but I don't want to spend, over $600-700 on a new set.
And I think that's the thing as well, especially if you're a beginner and you're looking at everyone on Instagram and like all the professional players or people at the range, you'll notice everyone has Titleist, Ping, TaylorMade, Callaway, but it's not necessarily about the brand, is it?
No. You buy as you develop. It's and you might even find, even with a number of clubs, we get some clients come in and say, oh, but I don't need all those clubs. Correct. You might not, for example, use the 5 wood to start with. You won't know the difference between how far on a 7 and 8 goes, but at least all the shafts are matching, the heads are matching. So even if you buy this sort of complete set, you leave out the even numbers, for example, learn with the odds, swap it round. And then when you have got them, when you are ready, everything's there and it's all matching. It's probably the best way to do it is to buy a good quality complete set, and you're off and running as long as they're set up correctly for you.
And the other route to go down is if you're not sure you want to play golf forever, or you're like a very, very casual player, maybe once, twice a year, but you do want a set. You don't necessarily have to go for a package set, do you? You could find a good quality second-hand set.
Yeah, if you can find good quality used, it's a good option. But again, you just need to get them checked over first. Just make sure that you don't want anything that's too old. So I wouldn't advise anything really more than about 8 years, 10 years old. They should have graphite shafts and they should be ladies shafts. You might find some bargains out there. Again, it's a little bit tricky because a lot of those bargains, the world we live in is online. But I would still want them checked over. Speak to your pro first, or anybody that's your pro that's giving you lessons. Show them what you're looking at. Do they recommend it? Yes or no? You don't have to spend a lot of money. And to be honest with you, even if you're at the very early stages of you've just been to the driving range and whacked a few balls, it's not an issue just to pick yourself up a 7-iron on its own or a 7-iron and a driver and build a few clubs as you go along. That's always an option. It probably tends to work out a little bit more expensive in the long run, but you can do it that way. If money's tighter and you're not committed to it, even if you spent 100 or so, and you decide after a while it's not for you, you haven't lost too much. So there's lots of different ways you can do it.
Because I think one of the issues with golf that puts a lot of people off it is the thought that it is a really expensive sport to play.
I understand that. It can be for sure.
You can make it with your clubs, you can make it as cheap or as expensive as you like, really, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can. There's something to suit everybody, and the good thing is this the market's flooded with golf equipment, so there's lots and lots of stuff out there, lots of avenues to buy it. You've got to decide on how much time you're going to have, how motivated you are, how committed you are, and what budget you've got. And everybody's different, and you shouldn't be restricted from having a go at the game because of the cost of equipment. It doesn't have to be like that. I mean, to start with, even if you haven't got any clubs, just going to the range. Most driving ranges will have equipment. They'll loan you clubs. They'll give you clubs. There's so many different activities out there that try and encourage people to play golf that you don't have to splash out straight away. I'd say you'll know within 4 to 6 weeks or half a dozen visits to the driving range whether golf's for you or not. And once you get to that point, hopefully it is. You'll get to that point, and then that's the time to start looking for clubs. just check they're right for you.
Check they're right and speak to your pro.
Exactly. Yes, good advice.
Right, okay, thank you very much, Dad,
No
for
problem.
joining me on my channel today.
No problem.
Hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a thumbs up and drop a comment. And if you'd like to follow myself on Instagram, it's Golf with Francesca. Women Can Golf's Instagram is Women Can Golf, which will both be in the comments below. And if you'd like to follow my dad, he's Luca PGA, and his golf shop is Golf City Sports. So yeah, thank you. See you in the next video.